Welcome, UBoat Sim fans. Welcome to another devlog. Today I've got a lot of changes. Been working really hard for the last few days, and I'm excited to show you what I've built. So now we've got two scenes. We've got the original demo scene and the underwater demo scene. Let's jump into the normal demo scene, and I'll go through all of the changes that have occurred in the last few days. Number one, the starboard engine now has fixed textures. They're no longer flipped, and the controls now work properly. Since it was a mirror of the sky, we had some issues there. So that's been fixed. Thank you for the folks who've reported it in. Second change, of course, V for some seasickness, just for fun. Kind of a little Easter egg there. And keys 1, 2, and 3 allow you to switch between first-person, orbit, and the free camera. C continues to do the same, but now you could go from first-person to free directly without having to go through orbit if you want to. I have enabled caustics, so I've done a lot of shader work. So now underwater and on top of the water you can see the caustic textures. Those are coming through. Played with the fog under the water. I'm going to continue enhancing the effects. You can see caustics and foam on the land. Also, you'll hear some sound effects as I move. So depending on how fast you're moving, you either hear the wind or under the water you could hear that. Also, there's water ambient noise, as you could hear when you're under the water. There is ambient noise, sea noises on the surface when you're on top. And then you could hear that there's ambient noise due to the water on the hull of the sub when you're inside the sub. Change the footsteps, synchronize them with the walking, and also change the sounds to be a little bit more realistic, feet walking on metal. So overall, those are some atmospheric enhancements. The game looks a little bit better, feels a little bit better, and let's jump right in now. Oh, and some bug fixes left and right here and there as you're switching between scenes. The most exciting change I've made that I can't wait to show you guys right now is the underwater scene. So once you pull up the underwater scene, the sub is already underwater, and unfortunately you can't yet move it. But there are two changes here. The first change is, let's start up the diesels, and you guys will see this. So start up port. Go ahead and turn it all the way on. Start up starboard. How about I don't forget to open the air valve. Turn it up. So now these are working, and now we're going to engage the clutches. Okay, check this out. The propellers move, and you've got some cavitation with bubbles. I know that seems a bit silly, but when the sub is closer to the ocean surface, the bubbles actually will they'll bounce off the surface and whatnot, so it looks really, really cool. And again, it's not yet moving, but we're just right there, guys. Just a few more days and I could get this sub moving, because now you have control over diesels. So a little bit of movement and adding some rudder control and hydroplane control, and now you could finally move the sub. Alright, but that's not the most exciting thing yet. Are you ready for this? So if you press T, you get a depth charge. I love this. I've worked on this effect pretty significantly. You could hear the sound. I got my FX turned down, unfortunately. You can see there's lights, there's textures, there's all kinds of stuff happening. The physics, you can see I can have a lot of fun, but I'm very excited because this right here is starting to show you what's possible and what I'm working towards. The damage model, of course, will be very complex. It'll take all this into account. Parts will rip off, mesh will be deformed, so your sub will actually, bend the hull between the hull spines and whatnot. So I'm really excited. This has been, a lot of work. Any free time I've had, I've basically been working on this. So it's ready to go on itch. You guys can download this. And, of course, I can't wait to add leaking water, because guess what? The main intake trunk here is open, so my engine should be flooded and I should have a bunch of water coming in through all this piping. So, I hope you guys are excited about this game. It's starting to slowly come together. I've been doing way too much shader programming, but I do love a challenge. That's why I've been working on this. But I'm so excited to get this guys into your hands, and I just can't wait for some feedback. And visually, I want to add some caustics, some light rays, some particles in the ground from from the ocean, some animal life, and just slowly start enhancing the atmosphere even more. But that's the devlog for now. I hope you guys enjoy. Again, itch.io, it's ready to go. Thank you for tuning in.